What you trying to do? You watching me stream? Heard this beat drop? Guess I got a new theme. Reactions on the channel. You trying to see gaming? They call me J Jackson, but I ain't even famous. Now watching JC is kinda sorry. Only the best from Jose Calamari.
Oh, what's up, JJ? What's up, YouTube? I actually can't believe I'm doing this, man. It's 2026, but this has always been a video idea of mine, and now it's actually coming to fruition. It's coming to truth. Now, I shouldn't get copyright blocked because this is my own book, but I don't know if my book company is going to freak out because I'm reading my own book on YouTube. We'll see how that goes, bro. But I wrote this, y'all. Wait, it says the date says it's copyrighted by 2014. I don't know if y'all can see that. You understand I wrote this before 2014. I want y'all to understand some things, bro. Me even doing this with y'all is a very vulnerable situation. I don't promote my books out here like that, bro. Not because I'm not proud of my material. It's just a part of my life to where it's not a phase. It was a phase, but it's a part of my life that was a different part of my life, of my creativity, and who I was before I was Jose Calamari, the internet personality that y'all know now. You know what I'm saying? Back when I was Devin D. Master Gordon, that's a different creative person. That's a different era of me being creative. I don't know if you understand that. But this is me, like, you know what I'm saying, putting something vulnerable out to y'all. I want to say some things before we get started in reading, bro. I will be trying to read this whole book to y'all. We're going to have moments where I'm going to react to different things that I did in the past. I wrote this back when I wasn't that great of a writer. I was super obsessed with, like romance books that was very cliche. You know what I'm saying? When I wrote this a long time ago. So I want you to understand that my publishing company, bro, the way it worked was I didn't have a bunch of people on my team. It was just me sending the material. They expected me to have the material straight, and they sent it straight to publishing. So if I was typing something really fast and something doesn't make sense when I say it, it's because they left it in the book as is. I know a lot of stuff sounds shaky right now. Just trust me, it is what it is, bro. But yeah, man. There's a cover of the book. When it's all said and done, love begins. If y'all really want to read this on your own, or y'all want to get these books, y'all can go. It's on Amazon, bro. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can, you know what I'm saying, check it out. So Amazon, I have 2 books. It's the first one right here. When it's all said and done, love begins. It was copyrighted in 2014. You know what I'm saying? And we have 22 chapters. It's not this long of a book the way you think it is. We're gonna get into it, bro. And without further ado, I'm not going to sit here and talk your heads off. Let's get into the content, what y'all here to see, okay? Alright, I dedicated this book back then because it was something I was very proud of. This was my crowning achievement back then. Dedicated to my family, obviously. And then, back then, bro, before my grandfather died, on my mom's side, he was, I was telling him about this book, and he was wanting to be involved in the process of, you know, saying how it was going to go. And he was really proud of me, but he wasn't here to read it. He didn't make it after the book got published. Unfortunately, he died in the hospital, bro, from cancer. You know, unfortunately, he wasn't there to read it. So I put in the biography to my grandfather, I wish he was here to read it. He didn't need to make it to read the book. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So with that being said, you know what I'm saying, Simone Eccles is a book writer who does romance novels. She really inspired me, you know what I'm saying, besides R.L. Stine. R.L. Stine is the person that got me into reading. And then when it got to romance stuff, Simone Eccles, I love her books. You know what I'm saying? I done read them over like 10 times, each of them, and I'm waiting for her new stuff to drop. I don't know what she's doing, but that's how cool that is right there. Alright. So let's get into chapter 1. I'm gonna read it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Y'all react, how y'all will react in the comments, and we're gonna break it down and have fun. And yeah, y'all gonna get to see the origins of Jose Calamari. He's in the book. He's the character in the book. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna see his origin story of why all the stuff I say, this and that, you know what I'm saying? Y'all get to see it. So this is gonna be really cool. Alright? So let's get this one. Chapter 1, when it's all said and done, love begins. Okay, Mom. I'm going as fast as I can, I say. I hate moving, leaving friends and starting over in a whole new place. Leaving Arizona and coming to Seattle. It's not something I want to do, but you know how it is when your mom gets a new job that requires her to move all the way to the north. This is what happens. Honey, have you seen my glass vases? I put them in the box that says extra fragile. I heard my mom say. I tell her I don't know. She must have heard the disappointment in my voice because she comes up to me. Sweetie, I know it's hard to move from Arizona all the way from your friends, but think of this as a new start for us. I know it's gonna be easy for you to make friends here, too, because it's gonna be easy for you to make friends here, too, because you're great with people. She told me, reassuring, with a reassuring smile. I gave her a nod and went pick up my boxes from the moving truck and started unpacking in my room. It wasn't it wasn't half bad. It was kind of big, I guess. After a while, I kind of got tired and told my mom I was going to take a ride into town and find a fast food place to eat at. She said to be careful, and I get into my Impala and drove around while seeing the neighborhood and seeing how it was. Now, I'm gonna be breaking down stuff as we thing to make you understand why did I make up this different this decision and that decision in writing. So the first car that I think I drove in was my mom's Impala. That was the only car I knew of. So I was trying to put a car in there. It was my mom's Impala. That's why I put the Impala in there. I know you're probably wondering why not he have this car, that car. My mom had an Impala at the time. That's the only car I knew about driving. This car ever drove at that point, so I put that in the story. Also, my dream is to move to Seattle because I love Seattle Seahawks. That's why this character moved from Arizona to Seattle. You know what I'm saying? I just love Seattle. I researched the area in different places and such, and I kind of you know what I'm saying? I kind of just added fictional places to Seattle that doesn't exist, based on you know what I'm saying, food spots and stuff that I would personally crave and dream to be at. So, you know what I'm saying, that's just where this stuff comes from, okay? Alright. She said to be careful, and I go to my Impala and I drove around, seeing how the neighborhood was. Soon I was lost in my thoughts, thinking of my mom being a big part of a company has affected my life. All these business trips she takes when we move to different places so she can handle the different parts of the job. I guess I didn't notice what she even does this whole time. I guess it wasn't that important to me. I got in my thoughts when I got to a small burger place called Burger Stop. It sounds like somewhere I could get some food because I'm getting hungry. So I park and go inside. It's not that crowded, and there's a girl and a boy singing in a booth, and 3 girls laughing about something in the booth in the back of the place. It smells great, like fresh fries and fresh hamburgers off the grill. I walk up to the counter and look at the menu. As soon as I look at the menu, a man looks like he's in his 30s walk up to the register. "What can I get for you today, young man?" he says in an upbeat manner. "I would like to get a cheeseburger and cherry Coke." I tell him, and then he nods and he tells me it's $2.35. Now look, y'all, don't laugh at that. Don't laugh at that. Y'all, this is hold up, that's crazy. I've been drinking, so this is crazy to read this back in 2026. $2.35 for a cheeseburger and a cherry Coke is crazy. He's like, "What deals are you sending out, sir? How small is a cheeseburger? What what deal?" Yo, you gotta understand. Back then when I was writing this, my dream was to find a diner where I could eat at and just have if you know what I'm saying, you ever seen those TV shows where somebody walk into a diner and they're like, "Hey, Joe," and she's like, "Hey, Susan, can I get the regular?" And he's like, "I got you, Joe. It's gonna be $3. It's gonna be $5.50." And Joe comes in every day and he gets that coffee with a donut or whatever like that. He has that regular order. My dream was to find a diner that sells cheap food, but it has that diner feel to it, right? You know what I'm saying? That's why I put descriptively, I said there's this boy and a girl in the back, and there's these girls laughing and just chilling. This is like a hangout spot for teens. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be that cheap, but you gotta understand, when I'm writing like this creatively, I'm just putting anything down. My characters, their names, completely random. Jose Calamari wasn't sitting in my brain for 10 years. I'm oh, I'm gonna make Jose Calamari character. No, it's a random name that sounded cool to me in the moment. So I just put a price that sounded good in the moment. No one's paying $2.35 for cheeseburgers in real life. I know it's not realistic. Keep in mind, I was very new at writing, and I just was putting stuff that was in my brain for imaginative purposes, bro. And I was heavily inspired by R.L. Stein, bro. R.L. Stein writes like that part where he says the 2 girls are in the back and they're laughing, this and that. That it's very descriptive, and it helps you picture the diner a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? Or like how the atmosphere was when he reached in the diner. So understand that's where I'm coming from. That's crazy. When I read that now, it's like, what the are we talking about? But yeah, I tell him, and when he nods, he tells me it's $22. It's just $2.35. I pay him, and he makes his way to the back and makes my order. I walk to the booth to wait for my food. As I sit there, I hear some of what the girl and boy I saw when I walked in conversation. It's not like I don't want to take you to the dance, Myra. I'm just busy that day, he says. I know, but I really wanted to go, Ryder, she says. She replies. I stopped listening after that because I see the man who took my order coming to my table with my food. I take a bite into the food and it tastes awesome. Something tells me that I'll be coming to here a lot. I finish my food and look at the time. It was 8:47 p.m. I go head home, but when I walk out of the place, it's pouring down raining. It's so ridiculous. And I just remember what my friends told me about how it's always raining in Seattle before I left. They weren't making this up. I run to my car and drive back to the house. When I finally back to the house, I'm soaked. I see my mom has finished unpacking all of the things in her room. I tell her that I'm going to take a shower and get some sleep. I go up to take a shower, and I'm tired. I slip into bed and stare at the ceiling and think, what's to become my life now? I'm here. Will I make all new friends, or will no one like me? These thoughts race through my head until I drift into deep sleep. That was the first chapter. How we feeling about first chapter? Come on, Chad. Am I that bad of a writer? You know what I'm saying? If y'all read, I'm not saying I don't read. If y'all read, you know what I'm saying, is that something y'all be interested in, bro? Would y'all be like, oh man, this is trash? You know what I'm saying? Or y'all will keep reading. You know what I'm saying? I know it's kind of too early to like, I don't know, determine. I don't think that was that bad. Reading that back in 2026, some of the stuff is random, like the prices, and I feel like it was kind of cool, bro. I don't think it's that crazy. Y'all. Yeah, I got me feeling vulnerable and shit, bro. I can't believe it. It's alright. I appreciate it, bro. You gotta understand, I was not as good as a writer. My second book, I take pride in my second book. My second book made the Publishers Weekly magazine. I take pride in my second book, and we'll read that on stream too after this one. I take pride in that one. You know what I'm saying? This one, I don't really claim it a lot. You know what I'm saying? The only thing I do claim from it is the Jose Calamari, you know what I'm saying, name, origins. But you know what I'm saying? It's just me being young. Alright, chapter 2. I wake up feeling drowsy. I turn to the 11 c.m. alarm clock says it's 1 in the afternoon. I jump out of bed wondering how I could sleep in so late. I must have been really tired from yesterday. I go downstairs and find my mom at the table. Good morning, sleepyhead, she says to me. I just respond with a nod and sit down and start eating breakfast that's in front of me. My mom made my favorite, chocolate chip pancakes with bacon. I ate the food quickly and went up to my room and to get changed. I wanted to go out into the town some more and see if I could meet some new friends before I go to this new school Monday morning. It was a clear Saturday outside. I'm on my way out the door, but then I hear my mom from her room. Aren't you forgetting something before you go running around the town? We're not finished packing. I tell her fine and start finishing unpacking the boxes. To my surprise, it didn't take long. We finished in like 30 minutes. I grab my keys and tell my mom I'm heading out into town to check it out. She nods and gives me some spending money, and then tells me to get some groceries while I'm out and to be careful. She's always babying me. It's annoying. I'm 17 years old and a junior in high school. I can take care of myself. But I see where she's coming from since my dad left us since I was small. I'm all she's got left, so I know why she's being overprotective like that. I got into my car, started up, and headed into town. I thought about new friends I could make, and should I stop by Burger Stop before I got home, because their food is awesome. Jesus, the writing is so bad. I realized I should go to the supermarket before I completely forget. I drive around till I see the supermarket. When I park, I realize my mom didn't give me a list. I decided to improvise and get some stuff that I know we need in the house since it's new. I walk into the store and realize no matter where you move in supermarkets, they always stay the same. I decided to go to the snack section first. That's when it happens. I turn the corner and see the most unbelievable thing in my life. Y'all, what do y'all think he saw? This is the end of chapter 2. What do y'all think he saw? Y'all notice the cliffhangers? I get that from R.L. Stein. Reading Goosebumps books. If y'all ever read any Goosebumps series, bro, or anything that R.L. Stein writes, Fear Street, this nigga, every chapter ends in a cliffhanger. And the cliffhanger don't be on anything. It could be on some bullshit prank, but this nigga make it seem like something crazy about to happen in chapter 2. I couldn't help it, bro. I literally just got influenced by R.L. Stein. I love R.L. Stein, bro. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. The day I get the report that R.L. Stein and left this world, tears is gonna drop out my eyes, bro. This nigga was my home run book series, bro. He is the reason why I started reading, bro. I respect this nigga work, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Respect it to the grave, bro. That's cool as shit, bro. Y'all ever heard of the story of R.L. Stein? R.L. Stein, bro, was a kid. Yeah, it's something crazy. R.L. Stein was a kid, bro. You know what I'm saying? Before he was writing Goosebumps books. R.L. Stein, when he was a kid in his neighborhood. He used to get bullied by the neighborhood, you know what I'm saying, kids. So he started to picture all the bullies in his neighborhood and all the people who used to tease him as monsters. He used that as creative fuel to create the Goosebumps stories, bro. This dude pictured all those people that bullied him and was mean to him in his childhood and pictured them as monsters and literally created a series, bro, that transcended, made a TV series out of. And he went to Fear Street with teenagers and Supernatural, bro. R.L. Stein's a fucking genius, bro. He's a genius, bro. Alright, chapter 3, y'all. Chapter 3, y'all. We're going to get into it. This shit making me feel vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? I haven't really ever did this ever in my life. You know what I'm saying? I sold a bunch of these. I sold a handful of these books when they first got published, and it was you know what I'm saying? I sent off some autographs and stuff like that. Never really got into, you know, the behind the scenes things, but now when I'm with y'all, I feel really cool about it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It is a vulnerable situation because this is a part of who I am. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? From long ago. You know what I'm saying? Long before I started YouTube and before y'all even knew me. It's something special. You know what I mean? Alright. Chapter 3. I turn to go into the snack section and I see it. The most beautiful girl I've ever seen in my entire life. She has these amazing blue eyes and perfect windswept hair. Apparently I was too focused on how gorgeous this girl was that I didn't pay attention where I was walking, and I went face first into a tall cart, knocking down some boxes of junk food. It was a so the picture this scene, y'all. I want y'all to picture the scene like this. Just imagine going into an aisle, bro. You know how those aisles sometimes be having like those like pyramid stacked cans of like food cans or like a display of junk food in a pyramid stack. Just imagine like some Debbie cakes or something like that in a pyramid stack saying like, ooh, like, you know what I'm saying, these cans are on sale for $2 for, you know what I'm saying, 5 of them, you know what I'm saying, whatever. And it's like, bro, he like literally was so distracted about how beautiful this chick was, he went face first into it, and then all that stuff fell down. Like, just imagine you in Walmart doing that goofy shit, bro, and then now, bro, it's crazy. I didn't pay attention where I was walking and went face first into a tall cart, knocking down some boxes of junk food. It was a bigger scene than I thought. People from the next aisle came over to see what was the big noise. Before the beautiful girl could come see my clumsy mess up, I got out of there fast. I was on the other side of the store in like 5 minutes. Real smooth, I thought to myself. You couldn't look at her and get the snacks? No, you had to get lost in her awesome eyes. I can't believe I made a fool of myself like that. How am I supposed to get a girlfriend acting like that? I just shake my head and try to forget about it. After a while, I finally get to all the stuff and started waiting in line for the checkout line. Apparently, the people in this supermarket love to serve their shoppers really slow. When I finally got out of there, it was like 4 p.m. Now I'm tired and I didn't feel like riding around anymore. I decided to stop at Burger Stop since there was no food, or since that food was so good. Now, I'm going to give y'all a guess where I got Burger Stop from. Like I told you, everything in my stories are random. So think, what sounds like Burger Stop? I mixed Burger King and Wingstop together. Ain't that crazy? To make a fictional place called Burger Stop. That's how my mind worked back then. Don't laugh at that, though. That's crazy. Y'all can laugh at that, though. It is kind of funny. I was just making. I like to be creative. Like my mind's always when I'm writing is like, come up with something that nobody else will come up with, even if it's random. That way, if that junk hits, I can be like, you know what? How I came with that? That came up completely out the blue. But that's just how I came up with it. It is what it is, you know. Okay, so I decided to stop at Burger Stop since the food there is so good. The same man from yesterday, hungry writing. Yeah, it's possibly. I possibly was thinking about. I was heavily thinking about burgers probably during this because I bring a Burger Stop a lot in this book. And I was thinking, I was probably thinking about burgers because you understand when I get inspiration back then, I will sit down on my computer and I would just type. I would be in Google Docs and I would type. I would finish my other book in one of these books I finished in 22 hours. The other one it took me a while. I'm talking about 11 hours on one day, 11 hours on the next day. Not moving out of the chair, only for water, for food, and just, bro, eyes red, just typing because I'm inspired to write. You know what I'm saying? I was just probably over here hungry, thinking about burgers at the time. The same man from yesterday was there. I ordered the same thing, a cheeseburger combo with a cherry Coke. I look around and I think, business must be slow because I'm the only one here. I sit in the booth waiting for my order to come. I was trying to remember how her face looked. I didn't get much time to think because food came fast. When I bit into my food, I forgot about everything. This place is so awesome. I wonder why there aren't a lot of people here. I already finished eating my food. I have to get home and put all these groceries away in the fridge. I walk out of Burger Stop. Good thing it's not raining this time, but I wasn't going to take any chances. I didn't see the weather before I left the house. I get in the car and head home. My mom called. This is what I'm talking about. She's always being so concerned. She's calling to see what's taking me so long to get home. I tell her the supermarket employees were being slowpokes. I leave out the part that I ran to a cart because I was staring at the hot girl. I get home minutes later, and I put the groceries up, and I go to my room, turn some music up, and lay back on my bed. All I can think about was how I made a fool of myself in front of that hot girl. But then it crossed my mind, I might never ever see her again, so I'll just forget about her. I look at my alarm clock and notice I've been thinking about this girl for hours. I grab some clothes, take a shower, and then fall asleep. The first day of a new school is tomorrow. I hope it goes well. Now, ain't that foreshadowing, bro? He says, I hope to never see that girl again. Now, doesn't that sound like a line from a sitcom where you know that he's going to see this girl again? Bro, and it's like, that's how I was writing back then. I was writing so, bro? I was writing so, like, predictable back then because it was very cliche. But I love cliche books back then, y'all. So, writing like that, it's like, they're going to keep running into them. Yeah, exactly. Waffle Boy 20 Z2. Appreciate you, man. You got it spot on. You'll keep running into them, bro. That's just how I was like writing back then, bro. You know what I'm saying? 2014, bro. You know what I'm saying? Alright, chapter 4. Now chapter 4 is going to be awesome. You wanna know why? This is where y'all get to meet the origin stories of Jose Calamari. So, I hope y'all ready, bro, because this is dope. This is the reason why my whole YouTube channel is named Jose Calamari. It's that's why y'all better see it right now, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is why my whole Twitch is Jose Calamari, my social media. Y'all better find out the origin stories of why my stuff is Jose Calamari. Alright, chapter 4. My alarm wakes me up by blasting my ear. To my disappointment, of course, I wanted to get some more sleep. But since it was my first day, I had to get up early so I could get to school and check out my schedule. I get up and brush my teeth, go to my closet and grab a plain white t-shirt and a black leather jacket and some black jeans. The reason why I said that, y'all, you understand, that was like my favorite fit. You know what I'm saying? I was super obsessed with 80s like dressing back then, so I thought that was the coolest thing ever. So I put this main character in that fit. Like, you ever seen Greasers? You know what I'm saying? From back in the 80s. I thought it was so cool. You know what I'm saying? Back when I was like hanging out with my best friend in my senior year of high school, I had a Percy Jackson, you know what I'm saying? You know the Percy Jackson camp. What is it? It's Camp Half-Blood shirts. I had one from Amazon, and I had a full stand-on like leather jacket, standoff collar leather jacket, and I used to rock blue jeans, and I used to go to like the club and everything, and I used to rock that. I have a picture of it. If I can find it, y'all, I will post it in this video, when I post this on YouTube, so I'm posting this on YouTube. And I'm gonna post on YouTube. I'm gonna try to post that picture while I'm talking about this if I can find it, bro. But yeah, that's the kind of stuff. That's the kind of fit I thought was super cool. So that's what I put him into. All right, I just wanted to blend in for my first day at this new school. With this outfit, I won't draw any attention to myself. That's not what I wanted. Well, that's not what I wanted this early. I'm just coming into town. Maybe after I get used to it and see how this place is, and I'll decide if I want to be known or not. I go to my room and iron my clothes. I walk outside and it's not raining. Well, not right now it isn't. Anyways, I thought. I get to my car since I'm ready. Early like this, I can stop at the gas station and give me some breakfast and coffee to wake me up because I'm still drowsy from waking up so early from school. I stop at a gas station called the Quick Pick. The gas station was surprisingly cheap, and then I grabbed a donut and a decaf before paying for my gas. Turns out I really need the gas. My tank was on low from all this riding around town since I've been here. I park in the empty lot next to the gas station so I can eat my breakfast. When I finish, I throw my trash away and start driving. In a few minutes of driving, I find the school. It's a huge, university. I park my car in front of what I think is the front office and walk in. I was right in it. I was right at the front office. Time must have flew by when I was eating breakfast because school was about to start. I walk in the office quickly so I can get my schedule. I wait in there for what seems like hours. Finally, I was called to the principal's office, and I sit down in his chair waiting for him to talk. His office was professional and serious. It was kind of like, it was kind of like the principal's office in Harvard. Jarvis Jackson, is it? Well, it's nice to have you at my school. Oh, it's nice to have you come to our school, he says in a very professional and clear. I nod and with a I've heard this 1,000 times kind of look on my face. That's when his expression changes to serious. I hope you will make a great addition to the school. We will not accept any foolishness here. So stay out of trouble, he says, with his voice picking up volume with every word. Now, I'm going to tell y'all where I get that from. Y'all probably guessed it. That's subconsciously remembered Bully. Y'all remember Bully on my whole channel, my YouTube channel, the Bully cutscenes, bro? With the principal and how he was talking to Jimmy Hopkins. You know what I'm saying? I knew your track record and you're a bad boy. Like that's what I subconsciously remember that when making this story. And I tried to sound like that, and it's like, you see it, JJ. Yeah, that's exactly what I tried to do, bro. You know what I'm saying? When I just subconsciously remember that. I didn't even think about Bully because I haven't played it in years at this point. But yeah, I say yes, sir, but I'm thinking whatever. I'm gonna do whatever I want. With that, he sends me to a lady at the desk, and she prints out my schedule and a map of the school. Then they show me out of there like they were sick of seeing me already. I look at my room number and start to walk to my class on the map. I finally find my class and entered English 3 with Miss Burney. She doesn't bother to do the thing where she puts me in front of the class and tell me to introduce myself. That was a good thing, so I really didn't feel like doing that. She just looks at my schedule and tells me to sit in the empty seat and walks from the front of the class. I walk from the front of the class and sit down. Suddenly, the dude in front of me turns to me and say, "What's up? I'm Jose Calamari, but people call me JC." I nod and I lay back on my seat, checking out the classroom until the bell rings. That is the iconic line. That line right there, that is the reason why I have my YouTube intro. That's y'all don't even understand how many times, bro, in actual real life, this is the origin story of Jose Calamari. And it's so cool that he's not even the main character. The main character, Jarvis Jackson, in this book, cool and all. Origins right here. Origins, y'all getting it straight from me, bro. So the way I came up with Jose Calamari is, I wanted a character that was like, when I picture his character, I was like, I want a Spanish character that's going to be the best friend of the main character. Because when I grew up in elementary, I had a best friend. I can't remember his name because it was so long time. It was before I even left San Diego. I was born in San Diego, California. I don't live there no more. But I was born in San Diego, California, and I went to like preschool or whatever over there. I had a best friend. He was a Mexican dude. I can't remember his name. If I can pull up my old preschool book and they show the picture book and everything, the yearbook, I can find it. I don't know where that's at in the other room. It's whatever. You know what I'm saying? I had a Mexican dude, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, I want a Mexican best friend for the main character, bro. His name's going to be Jose. But I need his last name to be something random. Something like, I don't know, like something because I want him to be comic relief, but I want his character to be completely that character you see in the movie that's like, you know what I'm saying, he's the funny guy, but he's Mr. Pickup Artist. He's a walking joke, but he's gonna make you laugh. That's what I want Jose Calamari to be. So I said his name gonna be Jose, and then I don't know what I was doing, y'all. I looked up something on Google. I guess I was like, I don't know how I got to it, but somehow I was like, what's the Italian word for squid? Yo, I promise you, this. I don't know how I remember I got to it, but I remember I got to this. What's the Italian word for squid? And they said calamari. And I'm like, hold on, bro. He can be named Jose Calamari, but then he can have this smooth line where he call him JC. So I'm like, JC counts. That sound kind of cool. I was like, JC sound kind of cool. Are you serious? So I was like, it's going to be a play on his name. Literally, his name's going to be Jose Calamari. Calamari is going to be Italian for squid. His name within itself is going to be a joke. He doesn't take himself too serious. He's laying stupid pickup lines. He's going to be the comic relief guy of the story. No matter what happens with the main character, I want this character to be involved to make people laugh and enjoy the story. That's the origins of Jose Calamari. That's how I adopted the name, because that's who I am deep down. That's my personality. I am the comic relief guy. I want to be the guy at the end of the movie, bro, that was like the best friend that made everyone laugh, bro. But at the end of the day, he gets that secondary girl character because y'all love him and he is funny and he is cool. That is the characters I always loved in movies, bro. And that's what I wanted to think. So Jose Calamari he's an extension of who I am. He's a personality. I didn't want him to be the main character because the main character is cool and all, but it's always cool to be that other character that people love. You know what I mean? Somebody that's just a little bit in the background, but at the end of the day, bro, you can't, you know what I'm saying? It's just some Calamari stuff. That's all it is. It was so cool telling y'all this, and y'all seen the origins. I'm so proud of this, bro. Alright, let's go to chapter 5, y'all. So chapter 5. Alright, chapter 5. I was so happy the bell rung. The class was putting me to sleep. And that coffee, and that's weird because I just had coffee. I walk out the classroom and head down the hall to find my class when someone taps me on my shoulder. It's JC. What's up, dude? I didn't get your name back there, he says. Jarvis Jackson, I reply in a monotone voice. Cool. So J-Man, you know, are we around school, right? So see how Jose Calamari's like bringing, like, he immediately bringing nicknames to the dude. The dude didn't even ask to be called that. You know what I'm saying? He's called him J-Man. He uses that a lot throughout this story, y'all gonna see, because that's just the style of Jose Calamari. You know what I'm saying? The guy that wants to be super cool, that he's trying to give people like nicknames for no reason and shit. But I love that type of character, you know? So, cool. So J-Man, you know your way around the school yet, or not yet? The idiots in the front office gave me a map and sent me on my way like it's a small school. I say, shaking my head. Well, J-Man, it's so fortunate you ran into me, because I can help you. I've been going here like my whole life. He answers me like he was a famous person. I tell him okay, and we start going to walk through the next class. I thought it was going to be this long walk all the way across the other side of the school, but turns it was closer than I thought. I glanced at the schedule again, and I looked at the class. I saw I had chemistry next. These classes were going to be getting on my nerves, I can tell. Right now, my teacher was a guy named Mr. Spire. He sounds lame. I walk into the room and see all the chemistry decorations on the wall. I go back to the very back of the classroom and find an empty seat, trying not to be noticed. I lay back in my chair and start checking out the girls in this class. They were mostly nerds, but I wasn't surprised. Until a few girls came in after the bell rung and they looked pretty good. Not sexy, just okay to be friends with. I almost slept through this class too. As I looked at the clock, I wonder if all my classes are going to be this lame. If so, I'm going to be in for a long year. A bell rings, interrupting my thoughts, and I head out to my next class. I see JC coming my way, and I tell him I can figure out the rest of the stuff of the day, like the rest of the stuff for the rest of the day myself. He doesn't have to show me to my classes. I didn't want to be dealing with him today. He seems cool, but he can get annoying from time to time. After a few more classes, it was lunchtime and I was hungry. I go to the cafeteria with a map, and I got from the principal's assistant. I wonder what kind of food they have here. If it's just disgusting or is it tasty? I walk into the lunch line to see they have hamburgers, pizzas, and some hot stuff that looks like beans. I didn't want to find out if it was pizza or not, so I picked up some pizza and I found an empty seat on the empty table. I was about to enjoy my lunch until I hear, "What's up, J-Man? How was classes so far?" I didn't have to turn around and know it was JC. I tell him it was okay, and he goes off running his mouth nonstop about this stupid school. Like, I really want to hear this. I was so happy when the lunch bell rung, so to get back to classes. I never knew I would be so happy to get back to classrooms, but I was. The rest of the day wasn't so bad, but I was extremely happy when the bell rang for dismissal. I got in my car as fast as I could, and I zoomed home. It didn't matter if the cops were following me or anything. I got in the driveway in my house, and I jumped in my room and quickly jumped in my bed and went to sleep as soon as I touched my pillow. Alright, that's the next chapter, y'all, right there. I know Jose Calamari, he sounds annoying, but that's kind of the character, you know what I'm saying? He's doing too much, bro. This guy right here is kind of chill. When I'm writing the school moments, y'all gotta understand, I'm used to reading books where the school moments, they're not that important for like what I'm trying to portray in the overall story. They're just moments that's happening where I don't have to time skip, you know what I'm saying, over and over and over again to like another area, you know what I mean? Or another like time. It's just like what, you know what I'm saying? It's just classic writing stuff. Once you become an author, you understand. You have to get the script and stuff for people to understand what's going on and just understand how the character's feeling. And you know what I'm saying, I was kind of trying to put that like, you know, nonchalant energy in my main character. So he doesn't really care about school a lot. Other things like take priority in the actual like, you know, story later on. But yeah, that's 5 chapters we didn't hit, bro. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna come back and stream another part of this, bro, another time. If we don't stream it, I'm just gonna record it on my phone and then post a video on YouTube. So if y'all not there to see it, you know what I'm saying, on stream, if I don't stream it and I post it on YouTube, follow me on YouTube at Jose Calamari. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but I'll most likely stream this and just continue the stream. So I like to see our live reactions, which is cool. But yeah, y'all got to see the origin stories of Jose Calamari. You know what I'm saying, right here, live, which is super cool. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna finish this book off, bro. There's a lot to be like said about this book, a lot about the ending, the middle, you know what I'm saying, this girl that he saw in the Walmart, not the Walmart, whatever, it was a Walmart, I think. He saw a girl in the supermarket, made a fool of himself, he up and ran off. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's never gonna see her again. Right. You know what I'm saying? He ran into JC, his unwilling best friend that's gonna be in his life whether he wanted it or not. Yeah. It's gonna get real interesting, bro. You know what I'm saying? This first book. And then the second book is completely different. We'll read the second book. It's a completely different feel. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. I mean, this stream here, man. I hope y'all enjoyed the first 5 chapters, and we're gonna continue this, man. I'm gonna post it on YouTube, and hopefully my publishing company doesn't have issues with me reading my chapters of my own book. This stuff been out since 2014. They shouldn't have an issue, and I shouldn't get copyright for it. Hopefully. But until next time, guys, I will see y'all, bro. If y'all want to continue, you know, follow me here on Twitch. If y'all like this book story reading, bro, we're gonna have more of this coming. Not only me reading my own books, I will be reading other books we could be reading online. And also there's audio books you're going to be listening to online as well, because I've been had this idea. So yeah, who those who are digging this and messing with this stuff, bro, y'all let me know. And we're going to have actual reactions to book audios and just like, you know what I'm saying, all types of other stuff, bro. All right, until next time, guys.